What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today we have a weekly recap. I am going to be breaking down all the trades that I took this week. This was my last trading week of 2024. Um, Definitely feeling emotional right now because this was by far my best year on trading. I became profitable at the beginning of this year, and then I have kept it consistent, getting payouts, building my personal account. Quarter four was a little bit rough, but we still pushing, and it's starting to look good once again. So I went 4-0 this week to wrap up the year. It was crazy year, man. Like 2024 is definitely going to be one for the books, and hopefully 2025 can come with more blessings. So, with that being said, guys, I'm coming back on January 6th, and I also have the recording of the trade that I took today. So I'm going to upload the video next week so that we have some content while I'm on the break. All right, so. That being said, let's get started with the weekly recap. As always, don't forget to join the Discord for the signals. All these trades were sent to the Discord. The link is in the description, and follow me. The link is there as well. So with that being said, let's get started with the video, man. And we're gonna start on Tuesday because Monday I didn't trade. I couldn't trade on Monday, so I didn't take any positions on Monday. I started this week on Tuesday. So Tuesday I took a gold trade over here. Man, shout out to gold. I have to say it. Gold has been the most consistent pair the whole year. The best pair of the year, gold, hands down, man. Shout out to gold. Nasdaq cooked today for me, but gold cooked 2 days of this week for me. SPX I didn't trade it that much, but when I traded it, it was good. It treated me fair. And then US 30 wasn't the best. I had like a 50-50 on US 30. But gold, man, gold was the pair of the year. Definitely, gold was blessing on 2024. So Tuesday, I took this supply setup on gold. We had a break of structure over here, breaking these lows. We had a supply, three candles, but we had also the 13 right there getting rejected. We are below the 50 and below the 200, so I took it with confidence, took that break of the candle, and then you just hit a 1-to-1. I closed full, and then tens got a close full because next thing that it did was reverse and it went up. So you definitely have to know when to leave runners or when to close full. London session was super bearish. New York wanted to give a break of structure over here, breaking this low, but I already understood that we was low on the market because we've been dropping for a long time. So maybe we get a reversal and pull back soon, and that's exactly what happened after it hit the 1-to-1. So at least we could scoop in a 1-to-1, and that's what I did. Just got out of 1-to-1. I want to enjoy my day. This was on Tuesday. Now on Wednesday, gold once again, man, with a banger trade. I'm telling you, man, like gold was the pair of the year, hands down. Um, I got in on this liquidity graph on gold. If you guys can see, this is London lows. These were lows from like Asian session. So gold in New York came back. It took the liquidity from all these buyers that stepped in on London and Asian session. It stopped them out, and then it immediately rejected and went to the upside. The thing that I liked about this trade was the rejection of that candle, man. Like that candle pushed all the way back down. I literally saw like a full red candle coming all the way back down, and I'm like, okay, yeah, gold is done. It literally opened and pushed all the way back down to here, and then I went to Nasdaq. I'm looking at another pair, and then like a minute and a half later or something, I come back, and when I'm looking at gold, gold is like all the way over here, and I'm like, what? Holy! And then I send the setup. We waited for the candle to close with the signals members, and then I waited for that break of candle right there, got in. The rest was history. We had a supply over here that people was a little bit concerned about, but I explained that gold was in a range. So if you guys can see this, this is the highs, this is the lows. All right, this is the 200 EMA right here in the middle, which is flat. All right, so whenever you have a flat EMA, a flat 200 EMA, and you are trading in a range, this is the best time to be taking a liquidity graph. So we took a liquidity graph, and I wasn't scared of this small supply, because I knew that if we was going to follow this structure, we was most likely at least if we are going to respect the supply, we was at least going to come all the way back up to these supplies over here. But I didn't want to take the supply because it was above the 200 EMA. The EMAs were a little bit, crazy. The 50 at the top, the 30 at the bottom, 200 at the middle, and also we was trading in a range, and I like to trade supply and demand when we are trending. All right, that's when you have to trade supply and demand, not when we are ranging. When we are ranging, you want to be looking for a resistance or support trade, or a liquidity graph, which in this case it is what I took, a liquidity graph. That's what I took, and then I ended up closing at a little bit more than a 1-to-1. It was like right here, because once we broke above that supply right there, my 1-to-1 was literally a little bit above it, but I aimed for this gap that we had from that candle right there. That was where I aimed, and I ended up closing like a 1 to 1.40, something like that. It was like somewhere around here. So yeah, and then it kept coming back up, and then at the end it respected that supply, and then came all the way back down. So yeah, we took a great position on Wednesday as well. Now Thursday we took two trades. I took two trades. I sent this one to the Cygnus group. Gold was super low. Again, you have to understand, we started trending from London session, the first break of structure, and then coming all the way back down. So New York likes to reverse sometimes, and this was the case. I took a supply, it was super low, but I was aiming for at least that 13 EMA to keep holding as resistance, and maybe push it back down a little bit below this low, and maybe wanted to do like a liquidity grab and reverse after that. So that was my whole focus, or my whole idea behind this trade. I'm thinking that the 13 can at least push it. We can scoop a small 1-to-1. The TP wasn't big. It's not like I needed gold to come all the way back down here for TP1 to be hit or anything like that. It was a small trade, so I took a chance on it. And then once this candle started pushing back down, this one right here, I'm like, okay, this is looking extremely good. At some point, we was all the way back down here, and then look how it closed. When it closed like this, I didn't like the setup, but I still held the trade. I'm like, okay, if the next candle breaks above this high, I'm most likely going to close a position. Next candle started coming back down, and it rejected once again. So it kept rejecting like this support level that was formed right here. It kept rejecting that, but it's still close red. So I'm like, okay, I need the next candle to have momentum and push all the way back down and hit that TP, or at least break below this low and this low, and then probably the next one can just open and hit that TP. Um, and the next one opened, it started coming back down, and then it rejected once again. As soon as I saw that, I'm ready to close the trade. Next candle, when we started coming back up, I closed the trade right there. Why? Because it opened, it broke this low of the candle, this low of the candle, started coming back up, and then I'm like, okay, there is no reason for us to like break these candle lows and then start rejecting, coming back up, back to break even. There is definitely support being made right here, so I closed at break even. I lost like 60 bucks, something like that. It was a small loss. Again, it was a break even. I told everyone, the Cygnus group, that I was closing at break even. I leave the decision for everyone if they want to close at break even or just hold the trade. That's your own trading account. But I always tell them what I'm doing, and then the rest was history because it hit stop loss. So it was literally crazy that day. We saved ourselves in a loss, and that was the break even that I had. And then I saw US 30 after the open. So this was a 9:30 candle, left a demand right here with the 13 EMA, the 200 EMA, and then we came back down to tap that demand. So as soon as I got out of gold, I'm like, okay, this is looking good. This was a nice momentum candle. I got in aggressive. I sent the position, and I told everyone that I was getting in aggressive. My entry was right here. I literally sent it like when the trade was all the way back down here. I sent the position. I told everyone that I was getting in aggressive. That was my entry right there. Next candle came back down a little bit, and then it literally went to the upside. Like if we see the 1 minute short, so you guys can understand, this is when I sent the trade right here. This is where I got in. People that saw the trade on the signals group could have gotten in with me at the same time, or even on these retest right here, that was the same thing, like getting in aggressive around this area, and that little wick right there was the one-to-one. All right, when you get in aggressive on positions, you have to put the stop loss below the zone, because that is the aggressive entry. All right, you enter as soon as he hit the demand zone, and then it starts rejecting a little bit. You place the trade, you get in aggressive, and you put the stop loss at the bottom of the box. All right, so I got in on this candle right here, the red candle right here, the first one, and then the next one, this little wick right here, literally hit my one-to-one. You guys can see it right there, one-to-one hit, and then I closed full right there. So I recovered my $60 loss on gold plus more money that I made. I didn't go heavy on risk on this trade because I was already 2-0 for the week, and also because this was a little bit dangerous because the overall trend is bearish, and we are at the New York Stock Exchange open just 5 minutes after the New York Stock Exchange open. And it's also dangerous because we're getting in aggressive. I don't like the aggressive entry too much. So there's some people that didn't take it because they don't like aggressive, and it never gave the candle break, never gave the candle break. So the trade just became invalid. But I was able to make a one-to-one on this trade based on that aggressive entry. So that was 3-0 for the week. And then the final trade, man, of the year, final trade today, Friday, Nasdaq blessing us, man. Nasdaq blessing us. I could have easily gotten a 1-2 on this trade, but I closed at 1-1. I'm already 3-0 for the week, so this made it 4-0. Best trade of the week so far, by far. So 1 hour bearish FOMC left gaps over here. We have been looking bearish on Nasdaq. London session yesterday, bearish. So yesterday New York was bearish, Asian session bearish, London session bearish. When I came into New York today, I'm like, okay, definitely we are most likely going to have a reversal on Nasdaq on New York. Right? We need a pullback. We have gaps that we need to fill to the upside. So I need to see where I can get that buy position. Right? I didn't buy anything over here because I need a break of structure, and my main break of structure is right here. So as soon as we came into the New York Stock Exchange open, Nasdaq literally broke above that high, and then it left a demand. It left this demand right here, which I was going to take that demand, but it came back down and it invalidated the demand. All right, so I didn't take it. Then it pushed all the way back up, right? It broke the high, the previous high from the New York Stock Exchange open, broke the high and left a demand at the bottom right here. This was the demand right there. We're sitting above the 200. We're sitting above the 13 EMA. This is also looking like an inverted head and shoulders for those of you that trade patterns. I don't, but this is looking like an inverted head and shoulders, which is a reversal pattern. And it was looking good overall. We're above the 200, which we haven't broken in a long time, and we have gaps to fill to the upside. We have been dropping for a long time, so it makes sense for us to have a reversal in New York. It tapped the zone, and literally as soon as it tapped, it didn't even close inside. It went like halfway into the zone, rejected, started coming back up, gave that break of the candle. I got in right there at the break of the candle, and then the rest was history. I actually recorded this trade, so I have this trade on a video showing you all how I execute, and I even have the position right here so you guys can see it as well. I executed right there at the break of that candle. Boom. I entered on the next candle right there on that little doji at the entry, the same entry, and then I ended up closing on this candle right here. That was my trade today. It was literally crazy on Nasdaq. Um, it was a huge stop loss, so I took it on the micros. It was a 90-point stop loss, so I took it on the micros, and it literally kept running after that. After I closed, it literally kept running, and as of right now, it's still running. So this was a trade that wrapped up the year and finished my week and finished my year. So I'm definitely emotional about this year because it has been my best year so far in trading. So hopefully to 2025 we can keep it up and keep making money with these markets. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. As always, subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.